But real quick, you did talk about Clinton-Dix, and I do want to mention this. So you talked about Eddie Jackson for a second, and
Hmm.
I noticed as soon as the Packers picked up Adrian Amos and
Hmm.
the Bears picked up Clinton-Dix, like the war between our two fan bases began, and
Oh yeah.
and it was a little bit like, hey, like, oh, like we totally like we got the better deal, and back and forth, like you see it all over whatever social media you could possibly be on. And I saw a lot of people saying that like Eddie Jackson basically made Adrian Amos, right? Like that's why that secondary was so good. That's why they're going to remain good, is because it was, I'm not saying Adrian Amos is a bad player in any stretch of the imagination, but like he's the guy who was like holding down that secondary. And meanwhile, you have Clinton-Dix, which you got for basically nothing, right? So we traded him to the Redskins, got a fourth round pick, and you then picked him up because the Redskins were like, oh no, we don't want him either. And so I'm curious, like, what do you know about Clinton-Dix, and do you have enough beer to get you through the season when he continuously blows plays?
So that's the thing that I've been hearing from Green Bay Packers fans on social media, saying that he's a guy who tends to become disinterested at times in the game. Missing tackles. If he's not trying to get an interception, he tends to his mind tends to float out of the game. But Adrian Amos, man, it sucked have seen him have to go to the Green Bay Packers because he was a great player for us, and I wanted to keep him. But I think he's got a lot to prove going into this year, and he couldn't have a better supporting cast around him.
He
And
does.
then Eddie Jackson, him and Eddie Jackson are like great friends. They talk all the time. He said he passed a lot more money to come to Chicago, but that's something that he needs to get over. Like he needs to stay interested into the game. He needs to make his tackles because apparently that was a problem in Green Bay.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that when Clinton-Dix was good, he was good. Like he never lived up to like drafting him in the first round. He never lived up to that. But
Right.
when he was good, he was good. He obviously had a ton more. Like if you just look at the stats, like he had way more interceptions than Adrian Amos. Like he beats him in that category. But I mean, I even remember when he went to the Redskins, and I think it was against
Mhm.
the Cowboys, that like he blew a coverage so bad it was like an 80-yard touchdown. Like it's that kind of stuff. But like when he's good, he's good. But when he's bad, he's really bad. But you bring up a good point. Being on that Bears defense, he has already been in the best defense of his life in his career, being just in Chicago just during the preseason. Like he's already on a better defense. And so, there is that, like, he won't have to do as much. And, worst case scenario for the Bears, like if he doesn't work out, you don't really lose anything, and you're just like, okay, we just need to get another safety essentially that you could just wind up picking up next year.
Right, exactly. So I think he's going to prove himself very well here for us. I mean, and if not, like you said, my boy, he's gone.
Exactly. And then, he'll go to the Lions or something. As you just shop around the NFC North,
Yeah.
because that's essentially what we do here.